In the United Kingdom, £1 million is generational wealth. In the United States, $1 million is the retirement finish line, the number that means you made it. But here in Canada, $1 million is the most frustrating number in the entire economy. It is the number that makes you a millionaire on paper, and a middle-class striver in reality. On paper, you are wealthy. In line at the grocery store, you are just tired. Because in 2024 and 2025, with the national average home hovering around $694,000, 1 million Canadian dollars does not buy you a mansion. It buys you a lottery ticket, and the prize changes completely depending on which coordinate of the map you happen to be standing on. So welcome to the Purchasing Power Tour. Same $1 million. 6 wildly different lives. Let's travel across the country and watch your money physically shrink in real time. We start on the prairies, where the benchmark single-family home still sits under $500,000. Here, $1 million is not a house. It is a kingdom. Picture it. A brand new, 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, custom build, a triple-car garage, a finished basement with a home theater and a wet bar, a backyard so large you could lose a golden retriever in it and need a search party. Granite everything. 9-foot ceilings, heated floors you'll absolutely need in winter. In Edmonton or Regina, $1 million drops you into the top 1% of the entire local market. You are not a striver here. You are the person the neighbors quietly resent at the block party. This is the grand prize. So, burn this image into your memory, because from this moment forward, the balloon only shrinks. Now we fly east, to the Atlantic coast. Halifax, a market where the benchmark single-family home runs around $557,000. Your million still stretches beautifully out here. This is the ocean view money. You are looking at a restored century home in the South End, original crown molding, tall windows, a wraparound porch built for slow mornings and salt air, or a sharp modern build-out in Bedford with actual glimpses of the harbor. You get the charm, you get the square footage, you get a commute measured in minutes, not hours. But notice something. The backyard is a touch smaller than the prairies. The lot is a little tighter. The pressure is beginning to build. The balloon has just taken its first squeeze. Next stop, the last stand of the Canadian middle class, Calgary and Ottawa. In Calgary, the average home now sits around $612,000, and Ottawa is right there beside it. Here, $1 million still buys you a real, detached, 4-bedroom family home in a decent suburb, good schools within walking distance, a double garage, a deck for the 2 weekends a year the weather cooperates. But look closely at the yard. It's shrinking. The new builds are packed tighter, the lots are getting narrower, and the line between detached and semi-detached is starting to blur. You are still winning here, but you can feel the market breathing on the back of your neck. The balloon is noticeably smaller now. Same air, more pressure. Now, Quebec and Montreal. On paper, this looks like a genuine bargain. The benchmark single-family home is around $669,000, and $1 million buys you a beautiful condo in the Plateau or a solid, spacious family home out in the West Island suburbs. But here is the twist that never makes it into the listing. In Montreal, it is not the price of the house that hurts you, it is the cost of carrying it. Quebec has the highest personal income tax rates in the country, and that $1 million mortgage has to be paid with after-tax dollars, money that has already been through the ringer. Between the CRA and Revenue Quebec, a bigger slice of every single paycheck disappears here than anywhere else in Canada. So the house is cheap to buy, but expensive to feed. You get the culture, the food, the festivals, the joie de vivre, and you get a tax load that quietly shrinks your buying power every 2 weeks. The balloon here isn't just smaller, it's heavier. And now we arrive at the end of the line, the GTA, the Lower Mainland, where dreams go to get quoted by the square foot. In Toronto, the benchmark detached home has climbed past $1.2 million. In Vancouver, a detached house averages closer to $1.9 million, which means your $1 million does not buy a house at all. It buys a 600 square foot condo in a glass tower, 1 bedroom, a balcony too narrow for a chair, and a monthly maintenance fee that reads like a second rent. Or, if you are absolutely determined to own the ground beneath your feet, it buys a detached, tear-down bungalow where the roof has literal moss growing on it. The wiring is older than your grandparents', and the listing quietly uses the phrase priced for lot value. Because that is the honest truth of it. And this is the heart of the entire video. In Edmonton, when you spend $1 million, you are buying a house. Bricks, lumber, a roof, a yard, a physical object you can walk through and touch. In Toronto and Vancouver, you are not buying a house. You are buying a mathematical coordinate on a map. You are paying $1 million for the right to occupy one specific set of GPS numbers. And the crumbling building sitting on top of that dirt is almost an afterthought. A rounding error. Land versus bricks. On the prairies, you pay for the bricks, and the land comes cheap. In the Lower Mainland, you pay for the land, and the bricks come free. Or rather, the bricks come broken. Here's the simplest way to feel it in your gut. Imagine your $1 million is a giant balloon full of air, and that air is your living space. In Edmonton, you are standing at sea level. There is no pressure at all, and the balloon is enormous. 5 bedrooms, a triple garage, a yard you could farm. But as you travel across the country toward the big cities, the market pressure starts to climb. Every kilometer closer to a downtown core, the atmosphere squeezes just a little tighter around you. By the time you are standing at the foot of the CN Tower, or looking out over the Lower Mainland, that very same balloon has been crushed down to the size of a marble. You are still holding the exact same amount of air, the exact same $1 million, but the pressure of the city has stolen your volume. Your money never got smaller. Your space did. Now let's talk about the part that actually keeps you awake at 3 in the morning, the carry cost. Let's say you buy that $1 million property and you finance the whole thing, a $1 million mortgage at 5% interest, amortized over 25 years. Your monthly payment? $5,815 every single month for 25 years straight. And the total interest you will hand over across the life of that loan? $744,000. Read that one more time. You borrow $1 million, and you pay the bank an extra $744,000 just for the privilege of borrowing it. All in, you will pay roughly $1,744,000 to own a home that was listed at $1 million. In Toronto, that home is a 1-bedroom condo. In Edmonton, that exact same math buys you the palace, with change left over for the TFSA. So here is the lesson, the real one, the one they never teach you. The richest person in Canada is not the one holding the $1 million house in Toronto. That person is mortgage poor, asset rich on a spreadsheet, cash crushed in real life, quietly handing $5,815 to a bank every month before they've even bought groceries. The richest person in Canada is the one who understood regional arbitrage, the one who bought the $700,000 house in Calgary, detached, 4 bedrooms, double garage, room to breathe, and took the other $300,000 and dropped it into a TFSA, where it compounds completely tax-free for the rest of their life. Same $1 million, but one version chains you to a lender for 25 years. The other version hands you a home, breathing room, and a growing tax-free investment account working quietly in the background. Because in this country, wealth was never about the size of your mortgage. It was always about the size of the gap between what you spent and what you kept. That is the Canadian $1 million myth, and now you know exactly how to beat it. If you learned something, like and subscribe. See you in the next one.